Hello and welcome to the stream. If someone can let me know how it sounds, I'm not sure if my mic is loud enough. Is that any better? I'm a bit worried about the mic because it's been low for 2 videos now and okay, so it sounds good. Does it sound louder? It's better? Hello Leon, hello Vera. I'm just checking on the sound. I think the mic is kind of on its way out, but if you can hear me okay, then we will begin. We are waiting for a few people, and who knows, we may get some new people, but I will let you know what cards we have. So we're doing crystal ball readings today, which means that you can ask specific questions, yes or no's, things like that. If you are new, then if you're new and I don't know you from somewhere else, then it is best for specific questions to message me on Facebook or something like that, which is in the description, just with something like name, date of birth and YouTube name, just for a more accurate kind of reading. If you are only going to pick a tarot card, you don't need to do all of that. It's just if you would like a more specific look. If I already know you, then I already know you. You don't have to message me or anything like that. So we will be doing tarot cards and crystal ball reading. The tarot that we have animal cards, spirit animal cards. We have love cards. They are always the most popular. So if you have any queries about your love life, your love path there, we have Akashic cards, which we always have because they are very broad, very general. They can give a little bit of a look to maybe an area that you're not really focused on. And we do also have the blind spot tarot, or blind spot oracle, sorry. So I'm not familiar with the blind spot yet, so if anyone picks this, I will be looking in the book for the time being because I have not looked over that, gotten used to that yet. But it's just an option there because the blind spot tarot is quite nice because what it does is it is trying to point to an area that you're overlooking. So it could be a block or just an angle of the situation that you haven't looked at yet, something like that. So it is quite a nice tarot. And I can't see the chat on my screen, so we'll be checking my phone as well for the chat. don't have anyone else in yet, I don't think. But feel free to, so if you would like a tarot card, just say which one you would like. Animal Spirit, Love, Akashic, or Blind Spot. And if you have a specific question, just put it in the chat. I will get to everyone. Looks like we will not be as busy as last month tonight. So feel free to ask your questions. And in quiet times, we will be doing the sound healing as well. Hello Jan, hello Sarah. Oh, thank you very much. Yes, so I'll just go over that again because I don't know if you only just came in, Jan and Sarah. So of course we have crystal ball readings. Since I already know you, you can just go ahead and ask questions, that's fine. So you can do yes or no's. Whatever you'd like, specific questions, that's fine. We do also have the tarot, so spirit animal tarot. If you want a spirit animal message, we have the love tarot because that's everybody's favourite. We have the Akashic tarot for a more broad look at an area you might not be really focused on, and the blind spot oracle, which is there to maybe make you look at something that you might be missing. So blind spot, so it may be a block, it may be something that to look at a situation in a different angle or something like that. Hello Josie. So if anyone would like a tarot, please do put in the chat which one you would like, and I will just start with a sound healing meditation then, if no one is requesting any readings yet. And sometimes my chat is a little bit behind yours, so if you do ask me a question, just bear with me and I will get to you. Yes, Josie, I don't think I have met or spoken to before. So basically you can pick a tarot card and I will just do a little reading for you. But if you would like a specific question from the crystal ball, then I will need something like your full name, which I think is your name anyway. Just date of birth, star sign, something like that, just to help a little bit with picking up on your energy. Leon would like a blind spot tarot. Okay, so the blind spot oracle I'm not completely familiar with yet. It's very, very new. So we'll be looking at the book. It's very unprofessional, but I'll be looking at the book with those. So, okay, we'll start with yours. So this is your blind spot symbol. So they're like little sigils, and they relate to specific areas in your life that you may be turning a blind eye to. So you have number 17. I can't see it, but yeah, so everyone wants a blind spot tarot. That's the one I don't know yet, so just bear with me. Okay, so Leon, your blind spot tarot. You have the blame sigil, so this is the blame sigil. So you're blaming others and blaming circumstances instead of clearly seeing what you were thinking, saying, and doing to create the situation at hand. So basically, this sigil is about just thinking about that blame. So, is there a specific situation in your life that you may be blaming someone else or a situation? You know, sometimes we blame bad luck, we blame circumstances of our lives for where we may be not exactly where we want to be and things like that. So it's just about thinking about that blame. Is there an area of your life where maybe you can take a little bit of accountability and grow a little bit? So just think about that. And that is your sigil. Okay, so I'll do Sarah's blind spot tarot now. Think that if I miss your request because the chat goes quick, just re-enter your question. So this is Sarah's blind spot, and this is, it's quite a nice symbol. It's number 60. So let's see what we have. So Sarah, superiority. If you have drawn this sigil, you have fallen into the ego trap of superiority. Your ego's desire to see itself as better is clouding your awareness, judgment, and capacity to achieve what you really want in this scenario. Okay, so Sarah, that doesn't sound like you at all, but we all do have an ego as humans, and it may be worth just sitting with yourself and thinking about, is there a specific part of your life where maybe you are feeling a little bit into your ego, or maybe you're letting your ego come out a little bit too much in a specific situation? So it doesn't mean that you're a really horrible, like, egotistical person all the time, but it can relate to a specific scenario, a specific event in your life where you may just be a little bit too much in your ego. So just think about what that situation might be. Okay, so I think then we had Josie, a love tarot. You can pick more than one, so that's fine, but I would really like to do a love one. So this is your love tarot. If you can see it, it's holographic, so it's a little bit reflective. Trust. The situation is calling for you to have faith. So it could be that you're in a partnership and there is some situation or something that has knocked the trust a little bit, or it could be that you are in the process of manifesting that relationship and maybe you're a little bit impatient or disheartened, or just something like that, and you just need to have that trust. It's a positive card, so if there's some aspects where you're not having trust, it's calling you to. So it's saying it's okay to have trust. the situation is kind of naturally unfolding, perhaps an alignment is being set on the path, and you need to trust that that alignment is coming. So you can relax a little bit if you're having any doubts or lack of trust anywhere. You can relax a little bit. Yes, get that practice in. Okay, and Sarah, you asked for a spirit animal. So I'll do that, and then I'll do Josie's blind spot as well. So spirit animal, you have the humpback whale. And this is a really nice one. Music is essential to your healing and well-being, whether singing or playing an instrument or listening. So when we think of whales, we think of like whale sounds, you know, that really like strange but peaceful, really nice sounds. So it's all about your listening, music, and perhaps even a little hint of a clairaudience there. So I know that you are actively working on your spiritual progression and your spiritual abilities. And when we are very connected to music, to sounds, clairaudience, so actually hearing things, you know, having a lot of us have visions. I tend to be very visual in my meditations and my spiritual practices, but some of us are very auditory as well, so you could be very auditory. And if you are drawn to learn an instrument or perhaps get some sound healing instruments yourself and things like that, then that could be something to look at as well. And Josie wanted a blind spot tarot. Hello Barbara, I don't know if I said hi. I am doing questions. I'm doing, I'll just repeat just in case anyone didn't hear. So we have tarot cards, we have the spirit animal love, Akashic, and blind spot. And we also have the crystal ball. So with the crystal ball, we can do specific questions. It is, I prefer to have your full name and date of birth or star sign, something like that, to help me a little bit more with specific questions if I don't already know you and work with you already, just to help with accuracy. If you want a specific question, if you want a card, that's not really necessary. So Josie, a blind spot tarot. I think that's where I'm up to. There we are. So this is your blind spot tarot. The blind spots seem to be a little bit harsh, pointing to things we are overlooking. So it's quite a nice symbol. Number 19. Let's see what that means. I'm not very familiar with the blind spot tarot, so I'm doing the very beginner thing of looking in the book. Non-commitment. If you have drawn this sigil, no matter whether or not you are admitting to it, or no matter either whether or not you are aware of it, you are not committed. So this doesn't necessarily mean in a relationship, but there may be one area of your life that you're not fully committing to. Something that you, it could be something that you have kind of on the back burner that you've always wanted to commit to. You know, it could be a creative project, it could be a work thing. It doesn't necessarily mean a relationship, but there is some lack of commitment, some issue with commitment somewhere there. So just think about where that could be for you. So just trying to think where I'm up to. So I did Sarah's animal card. Okay, I think I'm up to Josie's question. So, is your ex happy with his new girlfriend? I am really sorry for being slow, guys. The chat is way ahead of me, but I will just address this question with your name and date of birth now. Okay, so there's some happiness there. There's some kind of there's some positive emotions that kind of there's some happiness, but there's a lack of emotions. So it feels like at first there was this excitement and passion that happens most of the time when we get into a new relationship, but it feels like there's kind of some dealing with when we get into a new relationship. Of course, there's a lot of passion, excitement, and things like that, and we have like a honeymoon period that lasts different lengths of times for different people, and he it feels like your ex is that kind of happiness and that excitement went dull very very quickly. So there is still a little bit of happiness there. It feels kind of like it's maybe if I had to do like a percentage on how this looks and how this feels, I would say it's like 45% there. And it seems like it was very, very high to begin with. There was a quick drop in that. So could have been an event that happened or something like that. If he was with the ex very soon after you, it may have been that it's like it was a rebound kind of thing, and that's why it might have been like happy in the beginning, but it seems like there was this like kind of quite high happiness that dropped quite low very quickly. So there is some happiness there, but it's kind of like 45 ish percent. If I had to put it in like a percentage term. Not you, but you're happy with you doing everything. Is that in response to your card, Sarah? Because yeah, I don't really feel like that's you, but we do all have an ego. It could even be a kind of a warning to be careful when it creeps up, because it does happen to all of us, especially when we do really, really well in a specific area. You might kind of get a little bit ahead of yourself there. I mean, there's pride. Pride's a good thing, of course. Okay, Jan, we will have a love tarot and an Akashic tarot. I hope you're still here. I'm very sorry for being slow. So this is for Jan, a love tarot. They're a little bit difficult to see. I don't know if you can see, but it says reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. So reconciling. Akashic tarot as well. We have this one. So the willow. So the willow is it's quite a nice card, but it does point to being very absorbent of things around you. So you may be on your own spiritual path. You may find that you are quite intuitive. Your aura may be quite expanded, and you may be like absorbing emotions and energies from other people, especially emotions. When we get the Willow card, we are especially absorbing emotions from those around us. So it's just something to be a little bit aware of, kind of a warning, because when you're very open and you absorb energies and emotions, it can affect your life. Have you ever been so empathetic with someone who's not in a good mood or in a good place, and it really affects you? So that's just kind of more of a warning to protect your own emotions, protect your own energies, whilst you're being open and being an empath or opening your spiritual abilities. Just a little bit of a warning, because you are absorbing energies from other people. Sometimes we have like a low mood and we don't know why, because we've absorbed that from those around us. Yeah, Sarah, it could be Richard's ego. It could be. Barbara, you said you need a crystal ball. Did you put the question? Is this a new question? Um, I hear things, smell things, and feel things, and see things in my dreams. Yes, and it's positive to have like a variety of gifts, but sometimes we are drawn more to a specific one. So clairaudience could be your strength, and that's to Sarah. Sorry. Okay, Vera. Vera, did I do your love card? I don't think I did. I don't think I did. Okay, love card here. Past life relationship. You have known each other before. So this is quite a strong love card. So it's about having that connection with someone. It's a deeper connection, a past life connection. They could be a twin flame, they could be a soulmate. They are someone who, when we meet, when we're with, there's just a deeper connection, and it's not just we we have an emotional connection. It's not just we are physically attracted. There's just some depth there, like they are part of your soul family, because you have been in some kind of relationship with them before in a past life. And it's really nice to meet those kind of people. And it often means as well that you still have lessons with those people. So past life relationships are really nice because there's such a deep connection that's kind of unexplainable to a normal connection with someone that you don't connect with that deep. But there is often lessons when we connect back in a relationship with someone who we've had a past life relationship with. We haven't quite learned the lesson. So it can be sometimes a twin flame relationship where it's a little bit turbulent at times, but the rewards and the positives are very often worth it, really worth it. Very, very worth it. Hello, Marie. Hello, Gretel. Hello, Risha. And thank you for subscribing. Thank you so, so much for subscribing. It does mean a lot. I am a small channel at the moment. Sharing this with your friends, people that might be interested, subscribing and liking as well really, really helps. And I really appreciate that. So thank you so much. Okay, so we have who is my divine counterpart? I'm Aquarius. Okay, so who. Let's see what information we can get about this person. Okay, So, what I can see straight away is that you have not met this person yet. And sorry, this is to Risha, if I'm pronouncing that right. The question, who is my divine counterpart? So, you have not met this person yet. That's the first thing that's coming through. They are older than you. This person's older than you. So I'm asking, when you say divine counterpart, I'm asking for like the person that you're going to spend your life with, and I'm getting that they're older than you. You will meet them in 4 years' time. So 4 years. So that doesn't mean that doesn't mean don't have fun. You can still date people before that, but it does look like you're going to meet this person in 4 years' time. Hmm. And they won't live far from you. They'll live in like the same location as you. But it seems like it is a little bit in the past, in the future, in the past. John, I really hope reconciliation is about Caden. Will it resonate a lot too? I always describe myself. Yeah, I didn't really go into depth with the reconciliation because I just think that's what it is, to be honest. Um, as soon as it came up, that does resonate with me. I thought you would know. Yeah, Josie, I'm not surprised it was quite quick after you. That's exactly how it felt. Like it was a rebound kind of thing. Like it felt like there was a lot of passion, excitement to begin with, and then kind of a realization that, okay, maybe that was just a rebound kind of thing. Gretel, so I think Gretel is the next question. Will I ever feel better and be free of pain? So I get yes like straight away, straight away when you ask that question before I even read it out actually. But I do understand when we're in these periods where things are really difficult and we, we're just not in the best period of our life, the best chapter. It can be really hard and it can seem like we never kind of get out of it. It can seem like we are stuck. It is really um, horrible. But yeah, I definitely see this just being a chapter that you get through and you move into the next chapter. There will always be some hurt and some pain, but I definitely see a upward trajectory. Barbara, what does Derek want from me? Does he love me? Is he coming over tonight? Okay, let's do those one by one. What does Derek want from me? Does he love me? Is he coming over tonight? Okay, I'm going to pull a love card for that. The energy that comes through, maybe if you could put Derek's, date of birth or star sign in the chat, just to give a little bit more. For him, I feel like I do feel the chords there with you though, so that may not be necessary, but there feels like there's a lot of kind of like almost like immaturity and hesitance with him. Um, there's a lot of kind of stagnant and uncertain kind of energy. I'm going to pick a love card and see what comes up with that. Engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. Okay, so engagement doesn't always necessarily mean that they will propose and that it will be an actual engagement, but it is symbolic of a higher level of commitment. So that's very interesting because what was coming through was a lot of like hesitance. I felt like he was kind of quite immature and things like that. Um, and they're often blocks that we work through. They are often things that um, people can be set in their way of being in those kind of habits. People um, can be resistant to growth, but from the cards, it seems like there will be some growth. So there's stagnation, there's hesitance. It does seem a little bit maybe kind of immature, and that might not be like immature all around in all aspects, but it could be immature in a relationship sense. So that could be like not being like a very committed kind of person, being maybe having a little bit of fear of commitment or just doubt in general about what he wants. But it does look like higher levels of commitment are coming. So, but I do see that there's things to work through, like growth that he has to go through there. Risha, did you miss my? Oh no, I can see. It's yeah, absolutely. So just feel free to ask other questions if you want to. I am sorry for being slow. I'm very slow. Yeah, Risha, you haven't met him yet. Oh, okay, Jan. So up to Jan's next question. I think if I've missed your question, just repost it. So we have when will we reconcile and what are his current feelings? We haven't spoken in over a week. A bit worried about things. When? Okay, so let's try to get a bit more of a pinpointed date. Straight away, straight away, I get May, and I don't know if we've spoken about a specific time frame before. I think we have in terms of weeks. Um, I think we had a time frame of a few weeks at one point. But May comes up right away. May comes up right away for me when I ask that question. Let's see if we can pinpoint feelings here. Okay, so straight away there's two feelings that are very conflicting. So there's a fed up feeling, but there's also a desire feeling. So there's kind of like a to and fro between those feelings. So fed up, I don't know if maybe that's from a specific recent interaction or something like that, or whether that's just he's kind of mulled over this idea and he's just kind of fed up of like thinking about it. But there's fed up and there's also desire, so it's very contradictory there. Um, so yeah, so that what the current feelings feel like, but there is desire there. So there's desire there, and there's kind of like a inability to completely let go as well. So I think that that's where we have like the fed up feeling, but we also have the desire, and the desire is a little bit stronger than this kind of fed up feeling. So yeah, I do feel that I do feel that the block in communication will be for a very long time. I do feel that the communication will come quite soon, but I get May as a reconcile time. So it could be that he communicates again before then, of course, but building building on that kind of connection could take a little bit of time. Although I suppose May is not too far away, but it is when we're really trying to work on something, and when we've been working on something for a little while, it is. 2 months seems like a really long time. I am live at the moment. I only do this tarot live stream once a month, but that is just because I didn't know how well it would go and how many people would want to join. If a lot of you want to join and you want me to increase my frequency of being on here, I definitely will do that. I could go to once every 2 weeks or once every week even. If people want that, if people are going to join on, if people are going to be asking their questions and things like that, then that's absolutely fine. I'm happy to come on more often. Spirit animal card for Vera. I think that's where I'm up to. Okay. A chameleon. I actually love chameleons. So stay in the background and adapt to the situation rather than being conspicuous and attempting to direct the course of events. So loosen a little bit on any desire to control the situation, stay in the background a little bit, and just kind of. Sometimes we go through these kind of cycles where sometimes we are supposed to push against the tide and we're really supposed to put our efforts into our manifesting and to getting what we want. So being kind of in control of things and trying to take control of things isn't always a negative thing. There are definitely times when we should do that, but there are also times when we should sit back for a little bit, allow our manifestations to align, and just trust the universe a little bit as well. And it looks like at the moment you're in that stage of just sitting back and leaving a little bit up to the universe. So Sarah, yes, you did put that question before. Richard he definitely has started packing, so I do confirm and affirm your other readings that he has started packing. I I am not completely certain that it's going to be this month, but I still think it could be. So I still feel like it's going to be very, very soon. Um, it could be this month if he comes over this month. Um, and I still see this heart to heart as well. So I still see this. I know you had a heart to heart very recently, but I still see another big heart to heart coming, and I think there'll be a few things that he'll open up about and speak about, not just the relationship. So I do feel there's something about work. Like I always get this feeling that like he's not really working as much as he says he's working. So I think that there's going to be the opening up won't only be about the relationship, and he might even open up a little bit more about his health as well. I know that he can be a bit touchy about that and not really want to open up about everything there. But I think the positive thing that's going to happen when he does open up about these things is that he will take on board more of what you're saying. So when you trying to put out this idea to him that his life will actually be easier and better when he's living with you and he doesn't have to feel like he has to take everything on himself. I feel like he's going to become open to that. So yeah, I mean, I feel like it's really close. So I still feel like he could turn up tomorrow. I know that you're getting that as well from your other reader. That it seems like it's going to be like really, really soon. So yes, it literally could be tomorrow, but I do think it's going to be quite soon. But I do think there's some things that he's struggling with that aren't related to the relationship that he doesn't want to open up about, like work. Jan, okay, yeah, so you got the soon card. Um, yeah, I wasn't sure because when May came up, I felt like I've said that before. It just came up. It was almost like a deja vu that had come up. But I do feel like May is the time that I'm getting, um, and especially with like opening up to you, um, being a little bit more maybe honest that he's still thinking about you and things like that. Marie is luck in love coming. Okay, let's see. So we have. This could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner that you seek. So, so I think that we know who that is anyway. Um, and I also think you got that card last time, or a very similar card to that card. Um, Marie, are you still manifesting your a POI, or are you thinking of a different direction now? Because this card seems to point to, your POI. Jan, is he fed up with me or other situations in his life? Because it seems like he's not interacting with even his friends. Yeah, okay, so fed up, the fed up and desire were emotions around you, but that could extend to the rest of his life. So if he's not talking to anyone and he's being very, um, reclusive, reflective, like being on his own and things like that, then yes, it links to you, but perhaps it only links to you because it links to everyone. If he's really, really fed up, then he's fed up about like everything in his life or all people in his life. So perhaps there's some projecting that to you when really the root of that is from somewhere else. But they are two emotions do link to you. Yeah, so Derek is Virgo, 4th of September. Um, Yes. Was there a question I didn't end up answering about Derek, Barbara? I'm not ignoring you. I just I don't know if I think I might have still answered the questions even without the star sign. So if I missed anything, just retype that. Well, I'm so glad that you can make it, Marie. Sarah, yeah, once a week would be amazing. I have 4 friends in here today. Yeah, I'm really, really grateful for you inviting people in. And I just really do hope that everyone um, enjoys it, even if the questions are a little bit delayed. I really appreciate the patience of everyone as well. And yeah, I do really enjoy it. It would be quite nice to do it. Well, I'll go to once every 2 weeks for the time being, and if you all still enjoy it and you still want to come every 2 weeks, I will do it. I will move to once a week. He told you he might have to resign from work. Yeah, when you see him on the Xbox, that always kind of like affirms to me like these feelings that he's not doing as much as maybe he says, or maybe he wants. Maybe he wants to do more. I feel like his health. But I do feel like in general his mood has lifted, his energies have lifted. Oh yes, Barbara, sorry. Is he coming over tonight? You did ask that. Very, very sorry. So let's try. Is he coming over tonight? It's highly likely. He wants to. He wants to come over. Leon, can I have an animal card, please? Yes, of course you can. A peacock. Let yourself stand out and be noticed. So, are you fading into the background? Are you not expressing yourself fully? Are you not letting the world see you, showing the world what you have to offer? Because a peacock is very beautiful, very bright. Actually, we have the peacock feathers here, and the peacock. The peacock has no problem expressing itself. It's very, very beautiful. Always expresses itself and does not fade away into the background. So, is there an area in your life where you need to push yourself out there a little bit more? You need to just have that little boost of confidence, get out there a little bit more, and don't have too many fears about that as well. Confidence, getting out there. Yeah, I think I'm quite caught up now. So I have Gretel. I would love a animal card too. Oh, and Barbara says I hope so. Yeah, so it feels like there's a lot of desire there. Like he wants to. It's highly likely. So it seems like a small chance that he may not, but it seems like highly likely. And Gretel and animal cards. Yeah, Leon, you do get quite shy. You should push yourself out there a little bit more. Which really suits you, that card. The camel. Okay, the camel's a really, really nice card. The camel says, trust that you have resources to get you through the challenges before you. So, what we know about the camels is how easily they survive in the desert, isn't it? Because they have their own supply, they're self sufficient, they have everything that they need contained within them. And that is you, that is your animal card. You have everything that you need contained within you, you just need to access what's within you. So it's not about, trying to learn something or use an external source for information or for creativity or for whatever you want, whatever it is that you want to achieve, you have everything within you to do that. It's a very self sufficient, very nice card, like self belief, self sufficiency. You have the ability to do what it is you want to do. And you don't really need to work on it much, it's within you. It's always good to work on yourself, it's always good to grow and to keep working on yourself, but you have more within you than you know. Jan, yes, okay. And if I am working with you and I need to check on the energies of anything, do just message me. I um I caught up with orders today, but I'm still a little bit behind on inbox at the moment. So if you have inbox me, I will be looking at that tomorrow. So when will the third party leave? Yeah, when I check on the energies, I will check on like the feelings and everything like that. Um, but I'll see if I can get a specific leave time now. So straight away, it's coming through that there's some conflict and some friction between them. So that's positive. Um, yeah, so there's some conflicts and some tension. Um, I don't know if this relates to like a specific falling out, a specific like argument or something, miscommunications. But there's some kinds of conflict, and it feels quite new as well. That feels quite new, like within the last day or two. No, the conflict's coming. Sorry, the conflict is coming within the next few days. So there's a conflict coming within the next few days between her and him. And that will dampen that kind of connection, that kind of relationship, communication, will dampen it a little bit. Then things will go a little bit more kind of back to normal in a sense before this happening again. So it's some kind of like fallout, miscommunication, something that puts a little bit of a dampener on their connection. So it looks like there are two paths here. So the exact time that she will leave is not specific because there are two options here. There's one option, so there's two paths. There's this conflict's going to happen, and there's a chance that they will completely fall out over this conflict. This conflict's going to be kind of drawn out a little bit. Um, you know, they won't talk to each other for a little while, um, but they may try to patch that up, and then ultimately it'll fizzle out. But it may. There's also an option, a path where this conflict is just the end, and this conflict is literally within the next few days to a week. So I will like because I said I will check on these energies anyway. I will check on that. So I'll check on. I'll check for you tomorrow anyway. But I will also observe over this week how this conflict goes, because this could be this conflict could be the end. Sarah, when will we be intimate again? As you know, not stayed here since January. Usually stays every weekend. Yes. So, uh, so he is going to stay soon. So he's going to come over very very soon. I feel like let me just see. Bear with me one second. Yeah, so he's going to come over soon. I feel like it's going to be the very beginning of April, personally. It could still be this week, it could be this week. But I feel like it's going to be the very beginning of April. And I do feel that you will be intimate on like the next time that he comes over. Which I personally feel is going to be the first week in April. But it's still open to be this week. It could be this week. But it will happen the next time. Thank you so much, Vera. That's really, really sweet to say. I really do appreciate positive reviews and support and everything like that. And you are welcome as well. Marie, does he have a desire to communicate? So I already pick up quite often that he like thinks about it. So he does think about communicating, and he thinks about communicating, but I think that he has a lot of distractions, and they're not relationship based in any way. So I feel like his focus is not in relationships at all, like in general. So it's not like there's another person or anything like that. It doesn't feel, I've never really felt like another person there. But I feel like the desire to communicate is very fleeting. Like he thinks about it, he checks out your social media and things like that, thinks about communicating, and then he just kind of doesn't. Like I think that your POI is very, very stubborn and distracted as well. Like I think that he will communicate because he keeps looking at your social media, and and you know that he looks at it as well, and he leaves the channel of communication open. So he leaves these channels to communicate with you, but he just doesn't do it. So, but I'm not sure when the last time you communicated was. When was the last time that you initiated a communication? Because it is funny how he thinks about it quite often, but he doesn't mull over it. He just kind of, he looks at your social media, he thinks kind of about the past, and then he just kind of does other things. So he's not really, he thinks about it, but he's not focused on it. He doesn't sit there and mull over it and dwell on it, which I think is the problem. He kind of needs to open up more to those emotions. He needs to kind of face himself and think, why do I keep checking that social media? Why have I left this channel of communication open? It's almost like he's not admitting that to himself. Feel like you're forever in survival mode and good at accessing your resources. It's very positive to be good at accessing your resources, but it's not very positive to always feel like you're in survival mode. If you do have any of your own spiritual practices or meditations, Gretel, then I would recommend some root chakra meditations, some root chakra work, just to help a little bit with that. Sarah, can I have a love card? Yes, you can. So we have, oh, heart to heart conversations. Like, that is what I'm saying, exactly. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. This is coming, and the card has affirmed that, like, there's another heart to heart conversation coming, and it's going to be more in depth. It's going to be a lot deeper. He's going to open up a lot more. So that's just confirmation from the cards of what I just said already. Yeah, Sarah, I was thinking that as well. 1st of April. He'll come over with all his things and then he'll say April Fools. Yeah, I mean, if he brings Deontay back tomorrow, then perhaps he will come in, perhaps he will stay. Barbara, is Derek afraid of losing me? Yes, he is. He feels very attached, and he doesn't want to let go. And you can ask more questions if you want. Yeah, you can ask as many as you want. Okay. I think I'm caught up. If I'm caught up, I will do a little sound meditation. But if anyone would like any more tarots or questions, do just let me know. Okay, Sarah. Has he been intimate with anyone else but me in the past 3 years, apart from the party? No. There was some. It looks like there was something that happened like when he was drunk, and I think this is separate from the party, but it's kind of like someone came onto him or something. There was a kiss or something like that. When he was drunk, this feels like it was separate from that party, but nothing like further than that, if that makes sense. So it seems like it was kind of. It seems more like it was more from that other person, but they were just drunk and like nothing more happened. That's how it seems. You can ask as many questions as you want. When the chat goes quiet, I just do some of the instruments. I'll just check back on the chat. Mandy said Richard's told his mum last week. Yes, I definitely think he's spoken to her about it. I definitely think. I don't feel too much that she wasn't happy. Like, there could still be some kind of tension if, like you say, when you broke up, he he made out that you were like worse than you were to like his family, so that he didn't come off as bad himself. So there could be some some not very positive feelings from her towards you, Sarah. But I ultimately don't feel that she's too overly concerned about it. I feel like there could be some things that she is concerned about, like any lies that he did tell when you broke up. She might not think that it's the best, most solid relationship, but it's not like she's overly concerned about it. That's what I get anyway. Risha. So I'm really confused between masters in chemistry or masters in botany. Which one do you see will make me happier? Okay. Chemistry. Okay, John. Does Caden feel that I'm losing hope in him and the situation? Does he check my social media? I have a feeling he is. He doesn't feel that you're losing hope, but he does check your social media and your like games and things like that. He does check. Marie, can I have a love card, please? Yes. For yourself, it's time to take back control of your life. I feel like you got that last time, and I think that you are doing that. You are freeing yourself and taking control back of your life. Yeah, Sarah. I definitely feel like it was like a drunken thing. And it feels like she kind of like instigated it as well. Okay, Barbara. When will Derek and I be intimate? Let me see. Okay, that's interesting because there's a lot of desire coming from both sides, but there's also some kind of block that seems to be more on his side. So so that's what comes through first. It's like desire from both sides, and there's a block on his side. Yeah, I'm not getting an exact date on it because of this like block feeling that I can feel on his side. So it looks like there's like seven weeks coming up here, so like 6, 7, 8 weeks. But I think that the issue with this is this block on his side. So 7 weeks is coming through at the moment, but it seems almost like it's not it's not like a set event on the path, and there's like a block on his side. I don't know if you know what that is, what that block is, because there's desire there. It's like he wants to, but it's almost like something's holding him back. Oh, that's good to know. It's good to know. Do you know what the block is? Risha, um, what will be the financial status of my future spouse? So it looks like he'll be comfortable. So he'll be comfortable. He won't have debts. So there's no debts or anything like that. There's there's a very kind of there's a comfortable job there. So like a security, a secure position within like within like a company. It's not like self-employment or anything like that, but it's a very secure position, and it's not bad. So yeah, there's no debt. It looks quite good. Like what you would want. There doesn't seem to be like problems there in a secure company. Not like madly rich or anything like that, but comfortable. Not needing. Not struggling. Yes, Jan. Before even finishing your question, twin flame. It really does feel like a twin flame connection. The energy feels very twin flame like, and it does seem like there's this kind of deeper connection, because a soulmate, we can have more than one soulmate in our lifetime. Our soulmate doesn't always have to be a partner. It could be like a friend, family member. Even though A twin flame can even not be a relationship, but a very intimate relationship, but it very commonly is. It's mostly intimate relationships, and your connection does feel quite twin flame like. Although it's it feels twin flame like, but it's not quite as. A lot of twin flame connections are very fiery. Like there's passion, and then there's like the most heated arguments in the world. Feels like a twin flame relationship, but it doesn't feel quite as turbulent, which usually means that you don't have as many lessons to learn from each other than most people do. Very turbulent twin flame relationships mean that you have a lot of lessons to learn from each other. It does feel like a twin flame relationship, but a little more on the mild side than usual. The kids Richard had a gal. Oh, kiss. I was thinking that doesn't make sense. The kiss Richard had with a girl, was this before or after the party with his brother? This was after. Marie, is he missing me and thinking of me more as I'm seeing all signs when I'm working? Yeah, so the frequency that he thinks of you is a lot, but it's the length of time. So he doesn't sit there and really think over it. He doesn't sit there and, like, most of the time when someone's missing someone, they really think back of all the good times. They think of what it would be like if you were still together. They think about reaching out. They think about what they would say if they reached out. And it's almost like he doesn't go that deep into it, but he thinks about you very often. He needs to go deeper into it. I really feel like that's the problem with him. Oh yeah, Barbara. It definitely seems like there's desire there, but it's this block that's there. I don't know if that resonates with you, if you know what that block is, but it does seem like there's a possibility coming on that path within just under 2 months. Hopefully he can work on that block. Risha, you're welcome. Sarah, Sarah, I'm not going to read your comment out, but I will answer it. You've put the other guy, but I think you mean the other girl. And no, he didn't. Risha, should I do PhD from India or from abroad? I will check that for you. So right away, it looks like both are possibilities, but it looks like the higher life path, the more prosperous, the more so higher life path, not just in like a monetary sense, but in a it's more beneficial to your like path, your mission, your goals, your life mission, is that you will go abroad. That seems like the kind of higher life path for you, but there are both options there. Jan, yes, that does sound like a twin flame relationship. Energetically, it doesn't feel as turbulent to me than most twin flame relationships that I feel from people, but it does sound like a twin flame. Barbara, um, I don't know if you missed the question. The um, I don't think so. Yes, so with the question, sorry, I was just reading up there to see if I'd missed something. Barbara, with the question, I was guessing that there there is there's desire from both sides, but a block on his side, and that it looks like a 7 week. Um, Seven is like the number that's coming up. It's a possibility. It's like a a very strong point on the path. It looks like it will happen, but with the block there on his side, I was wondering if you knew what that block was. Um, but there's desire there though. So the block it's on his side, but it's like what exactly is that? Because there's desire there. It is like you both want it to happen. So there's possibilities of this happening on the path, but there's some kind of block on his side. How long ago was the kiss with girl? How long? Sarah, how long ago was the kiss? I don't initially get like a time frame from that, but I will um look into it. Risha, seeing angel numbers. Yeah, I totally feel that because with in our life when we have there are some events that are set in stone. So there are some events that no matter which path you take, you will definitely do that certain thing. That can be things like for you it could be getting that qualification. For someone else it could be meeting that person you're going to like marry. There are events that do definitely happen no matter what, but there are also events that we have like choices and our free will, so we can take different paths to those events. And with you, it seems like that path of going abroad is like more in line with your life mission, your kind of your guide, your angels, and all of that. The universe push you more towards that path. So seeing angel numbers there is very synchronistic and affirmative. Barbara, what do you mean by the block? So a block can be many things. So when I see a block, it's energetic, but it it can manifest in different ways. So when we have an energetic block in somewhere like the sacral or the heart, that's where most commonly it will block love. In the sacral, most commonly it will block intimacy, but it can manifest in different ways. So it can manifest as an emotional thing where there could be like a falling out. There could be or the person could go into like like low mood, depression, something like that. Something that changes the course of the path a little bit, basically. But it can be anything. So a block can even be an event that happens. If someone, I'm just trying to think of examples. So if someone gets a job in a specific location, so they move, but the current path was that they were going to meet you and get in a relationship with you, but then this other path opens where they have like a job somewhere and they like move abroad or something like that. So there are all things that will block certain paths. So the block's just an energetic block. I'm not seeing exactly what that block is, but they're just examples. So a block is something that can affect the path. but the block is specifically within his system. So that could be cleared. Um, yeah, I hope that makes sense because me trying to explain things sometimes is just like I understand it in my own head, but trying to explain it can be a little bit difficult. But blocks can be removed, so you can remove blocks with like meditations, cleanses, energy cleanses, things like that. Um, Even like frequencies and things like that. Risha, an astrologer, has told me that I will have a lot of trouble in my marriage. Can you guide me? Um, yes, but it depends on what you want. So you can ask a specific question and I can answer it, or you know what I need a little bit more information on it. So um, for that, so for blocks in marriage, you can have energy work, you can have cleanses, blocks removed, you can have like work, like love spells and things like that to strengthen your connection more. Um, but if it's if this is something further along down the path, you can do like clearances and things like that. Um, but yeah, if you want a specific guidance, you can ask a question about that. Um, yeah, I'd like to help in any way that I can. Barbara, you say like him stopping himself. I don't think so because with the desire being strong, it seems like the block is even though it's on his side, it seems like it's external to what he wants. So it could be something like you're not going to get the time or uh, I can't think of like an example, but it's a block on his side, but the desire's there. So I don't think he will be stopping himself, but it seems like something could get in the way of that. So whether that means that um, the next time you meet something happens where you don't get that time, or there's uh, there's something that blocks the actual thing happening because he clearly does have the desire. So, but there's some kind of block on his side. I think it is an external block in his life path more than in his system, because he does have the desire there. Unless it's more of a personal issue, like if it's a health issue, it could be something like that. Marie, did you miss your question? Um, Maybe you did. You said, is he missing me and thinking of me more, as I'm seeing all signs even when I'm working? And I did respond to the question. Um, I said that he's thinking about you a lot. It's very, very frequent thought about you, but it's not like in depth. So usually when we miss someone, we think for like a very long time, we dwell on it, we think about what could have been, we think about what would happen if we reached out, we think about what we'd say if we reached out. We go into a lot of depth, but with him it's almost like he's not doing that. He thinks about you very, very often, but it's for a very short amount of time, and he will see something on your social media, he'll look at it, and then he's doing something else. So it's almost like a busyness, whether that's physically busy or busy of the mind, but he's really not dwelling too much on those thoughts, even though he's having them frequently. And that is seems to be the problem. Yeah, I mean, Barbara, he could be stopping himself. There could be something holding him back that is. It could be something within him, but with how the desire feels, it doesn't feel like it is. I may take a deeper look into this and kind of meditate on it and see if I can see what that block is, if it's external, if it is something like emotional or something like within him. Um, I could take a deeper look into that, but it's just like a block that I can see quite clearly that's on his side, like an energetic block. But yeah, I am really bad at explaining things, to be honest. Has Kaizen been intimate? Oh, sorry, Jan, I should say who I'm responding to before. Has Kaizen been intimate or flirty with any other girl since our breakup? So, it, he has not been intimate with anybody. That comes up right away. But he has flirted. There's been flirty messages or conversations, but no like physical intimacy. Barbara, a block could be another woman. Another woman could be a block. I don't. I. I don't feel specifically like it's health related. It could be though. It could be another woman. It could be health related. But this desire to be intimate with you, definitely desire to. He wants to spend time with you. There's definitely desire for it. Another woman would make sense as a block. Sarah, the kiss seems to be like there was a night out, like there was drinking, there was various people there, and a girl kissed him. Risha, can you put the crush's date of birth or star sign or something like that in there? And I will just double check that question for you. Yeah, Barbara, I'm really sorry about that. Sometimes blocks can be so varied. Like a block can be so many things. When you just see an energetic block, it can be so many different things. It can be external, it could be another woman, it could be health related. There's so many things that a block could be. Um, I would take more time, like a more meditative time to look into it specifically with like his details, his picture, something like that. But it's just a block on his side. Marie, yeah, financial issues. I know you've mentioned that before, but that really does come up as well. Like he's spending a lot of time thinking about sorting things out that are like really serious and urgent to him, which could explain why there's not much, you know, thought about you. Like you come into his mind, and then maybe these issues are like rarely coming up. These issues are rarely like pressing on his mind. Jan, that's a good question. I'll double check on that. That doesn't come through straight away. Okay, so Jan put with the flirty messages, is it him, the one to make the move, or just playing along? So it does come up that there's playing along there. So playing along with someone who's sending flirty messages. And it does seem like messages as well. Messages. At first, I just got like communication. Could have been in person, something like that. But it does feel like it's messaging. Yeah, not a lot of thought put into those messages. But he did recognise that they were flirty messages. Risha, that's fine. That's fine. That helps a little bit more. The financial status of my spouse will be better than my crush. Yes. So it's not coming up that there's like a huge difference there, but yes. Sarah, I would just double check that question. Last time he went out was last year and he came here drunk. Did he come back to me after he kissed again? No, that's coming as no. Um, but she did instigate that, and they were drunk. So I wouldn't dwell on it too much. Jan, does he feel guilty about the messages? I feel like he may still think I'm the one, and worries if I'm with another guy. Okay, so right away he does worry if you get with another guy. So that's coming up straight away that there's worry there. There's worry there about you and what you might do, and that you might find someone else. So there is worry there. I think so there's some there's some hesitance about you being the one. He does think about that has still does cross his mind, and he does still think about that. There's a little bit of hesitance on that, which is normal for the current situation that you're in at the moment. Um, does he feel guilty about the messages? There isn't really much guilt there, but I feel like that might be because nothing really happened there. Like there was just some messages, and I think he felt like it was fun, but he didn't really like this person in that way, so it kind of fizzled out, if that makes sense. So I don't think there's really guilt, but I think that he he just kind of thought like this is kind of pointless. that's more the energy. Like, it's just not really worth it. Like, not no guilt, but no real emotion at all about it. Marie, did he cheat on me when he went on a guys' night in Manchester? No, no, he didn't. Risha, what are you asking? Are you asking about your crush specifically, like his um kind of in his like monthly kind of like incomings or whatever, or like this family in general? Like, um yeah, I'm a little bit confused about the question. Like how much he earns as his own person, or how wealthy their family is as a whole. Marie, is he listening to his mum and sister? You have to be a little bit more specific with that question, because it depends on what, doesn't it? Because we all listen to our siblings, our family members. So is there a specific thing that they're talking about that you want to know about? And Jan, I did feel like there was worry, because there was one time where I was playing with a guy and he immediately sent a message asking what I'm doing and if I want to do something. Yes. Yeah, so that does really resonate, because that's exactly. It's really strange. I think it's really strange, and I notice it a lot because I work with people with love spells and things like that, and I do work with people who are trying to get back with exes quite a lot, and the ex, you can always tell when the ex is not quite over them, but they're in like this hesitant, stagnant stage, because they really care about you and what you're doing. Like if you were doing the same as what they were doing, or if you were doing, something that you're perfectly entitled to do because you're not together, they still have this really heightened emotion about that, which is just, why didn't they just go with their feelings and don't draw it out for so long? They always draw it out for quite a while, I feel like. And when they already feel like that. But when getting back with an ex, I do feel that they they need to really understand that they're not making a mistake again. So they do want to be really sure that they're not, but that feeling there should be enough to tell them, like, if you're still getting jealous like that when you're not even together, then perhaps you should just follow that feeling and not be so hesitant. Marie, oh, Sarah, wonder what the other night out he's had then. He's been on two work night out and come to me both times. At least comes to me when he's drunk. Um, yeah, and he probably, I mean, how many works works night out? You know, has he had other nights out with his brother, with friends? You know, just like casual nights somewhere. Um, you know, we all go out with friends at times, and it's not like he chased that up or anything. I do think it was kind of a silly thing. She kind of got like the wrong impression and things like that. Um, but yeah, we all go out with friends at times. Um, I, I'm not really sure exactly on the time frame of it. Marie, I heard they are saying negative things to him and trying to set him up with people, even though he's refusing. And is there still desire and intent to reconcile? Um, I I don't get that, but I'm just going to check. Okay, so it does seem like his sister has made a suggestion about getting in another relationship, but it's not to the extent of like setting him up. But it does seem like she's kind of pushed him to say like, you know, you should get in a relationship. You know, you're not thinking about a relationship. She definitely has like pushed that conversation and like tried to get it out of him. Like, why is he not getting in a relationship? And it seems like she has like really queried that. But his mother now doesn't look like there's been a specific setup, but it does look like there's been questions around that and encouraging him to get in a relationship, but not specifically like setting him up, like not you know not inviting him to like meet her friends or anything like that. Jan, does he think about me often? I intuitively feel like he thinks about me often, especially around night time. Yes, I already feel this. Um, I already feel that, so I know that that's a yes. Sarah, yes. I mean, I understand. Like, you broke up, you know, it was a very, very long time ago, and most people do try to move on. Most people do try at least something to move on. But it doesn't really seem like he tried to move on. It just seemed like, you know, she was like a bit drunk and she kissed him, and it doesn't really seem like much thought went into it from either side, to be honest, from hers either. Yeah, so it seems like it seems like it was something to do with work. I don't know if the girl was from work. I don't know if the girl was from work, but I think it was a work night out, or he was out. He was with someone. I don't know if he has a friend from work. There was someone from work, there, but I don't think she was from work. I think she was just there. It seems like a combination. So there was like a combination of work, people who you work with, and people who were maybe friends with them or something like that. I don't think she worked where he worked. Okay, so I think we're going to come to an end now, but I think I will take the suggestions from you guys, and I think I will I will increase this stream to once every 2 weeks for now. And if you do like it and you keep coming back, I will do it every week. And then you can just have like timeline checks, you can have yes or no's, you can have your cards and whatever for free, and just join me here. And I really appreciate it. Please like the video if you haven't already, because it helps to boost the channel, and do subscribe if you haven't already, and just look out for the next sessions, because I will be doing more of these, and of course the usual sound healing meditations. With the sound healing meditations, you can always go back through the channel and catch up with them, but of course with these you kind of have to be there. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me. I really, really appreciate it, and I would love to see you next time. So in about 2 weeks' time. Thank you very much.